Hey Ranger Nation, welcome back to another video, and today it's slightly different. As you can see, I'm not able to set up the camera just yet, but let's do this. If you like this sort of content and you want to see more, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, as well as the cheeky notification bell to be notified when more videos drop. And today we're talking about Zenkaiger episode 10 and how of a good and okay episode it was. I wouldn't say it's the best stuff, but if I did say before, if not, hit like, favorite, comment, and subscribe. Anyway, this episode was more story based, and finding out more about how Zox, Flint, and I always think it's Cortana, where it's like Cortana as well as Ricky is, and this whole episode is you find out the reason why they're fighting, which I feel like is a good thing right now, because you're seeing how they have a reason to fight. It's not just we want to plunder, we want to take stuff from you and other people. This one here feels like it's much more of this is the reason why we're fighting. And I generally like that aspect of this, rather than just a generic we want to plunder, we want to take stuff, and there's no real reason. Now, the main parts of this episode is Ricky and Cortana are pretty much, they used to be human, and now they've been been turned into what they are now from a world called Esdtopia, which again is such weird. It's super deformed apparently. What kind of is interesting about this is like I imagine that all the people turn around and go, oh, what have we got today on the drawing board? Oh, it's an SD card, right? SD world. There we go. I've got a remote world. And it's just stuff that they find, and it's just world or topia afterwards, which again I think is interesting. Now, the main premises of this is we open up where, and again, like, it's so funny. Not funny, but I like it. So we find out we got Flint and everyone are getting like kind of bubble tea and stuff like that, and rather than paying in yen, she just says, oh, here's some jewelry, which you see, and I kind of worked out when I reckon that's like in Japan it could be worth, like, say, 1,000,000 yen. So they've just paid a million yen for some tea, and I can imagine, well, bubble tea, and I can imagine like the girl who owns the shop going back to her boyfriend, husband, girlfriend, wife, or whatever, and saying, oh, you know, I made this, I made 1,000,000 yen today in one go, off one bubble tea, and they're like, what? So I'm hoping that they're bringing Flint back. So yeah, I kind of found it really interesting, because even looking through the stuff, you know, they sell crepes and stuff, but again, they wouldn't be that expensive. So when we have Flint and everyone like kind of walking away talking about what's going on, we see the monster of the day, which is called, I think, Noon World. And again, he has the power to make it sunny all the time, so it's pretty much day, which is a great superpower. I feel that all these monsters have these amazing powers right now, and like they're not utilized in the way that they should be, and it makes me feel sad, because it would be a great way to kind of add in. I think it would just be fun to combine all these powers together and then just show it off. I think that's what you kind of really want. So in this episode, I did also kind of think that the Zenkaigers were just background characters. You know, it's meant to be their show, but obviously when you've got a new character come up, you want to give them a bit of a spotlight, you want to show off their powers, which is fine, absolutely fine in this. But I generally kind of thought at the same time it was just a bit that they felt like background characters, and I don't like that. I also kind of feel like Kaito now isn't the main focus in this show, which is a huge loss. And I just hope that they can turn it around, because it's just Kaito just wants to watch them fight, and I feel like he could have been the stand-in character and stuff like that. But hopefully we'll see stuff as it kind of like progresses all the way through. So we have the generic fight. The main gear that used in this is Mega Ranger, which again, I feel like these gears have no premise of powers. So the main premise for the use is that Kaito jumps on, I think, either the sword or the shield of Jurin, and he kind of flies around and then obviously helps the person winning. And I generally kind of thought, you know, there was nothing to show it. You know, it could have been any other thing, or it could have just been one of those things where he throws them and it's like, whoa, I'm flying type thing, and it's just weird, wacky stuff that we normally see in Sentai. So I feel like the representation of Mega Ranger wasn't really used at all, and it just felt like it was, quick, we need to use a gear this week just to sell the power of this one. So it's like, oh, next week it'll come out and you can use it. What also in this entire scene as well, which I thought was really interesting, was the fact that you saw this couple, and the monster uses the guy to kind of dodge around, but with Zenkaiger, he just didn't care. And this, I feel like, is more piratey, that, you know, it's had a more trace of Marvelous, but like Marvelous upgraded rather than just the generic, oh, well, you know, I'm shooting around. He actually doesn't give a crap, and that's what I like roughly about this character. Even when Kaito, like, he steps in and goes like, you know, you shouldn't be doing this, and everyone's like, don't care. Now, one thing I did think of when I first saw this is when Kaito goes up to the ship, I think that Flint likes him because you just see her biting her lip, constantly looking at him. Now, it does look like later on, like, you know, in the scene, like, she doesn't like him. It's like, you know, how dare you? But it's just a very weird thing to show. That, and maybe it's a thing to show, hey, I'm frustrated, so I'm holding my tongue back for a bit. I don't know. I would like them to get together. I think I would really kind of ship them together. So this is when we find out about Ricky as well as Cortana and stuff. And I feel every single time that I see the 3D rendered models, I just feel like someone just superimposed them into the shot, and it's something that I don't kind of like. But we find the backstory of them saying like, oh, right now is like, you know, the two boys were causing mischief, but then they were transformed into Ricky as Uncutler, but the kind of like what we see, and then they've got to try and get it. So they want to find Estopia so they can release it, but then obviously the bad guys have the gears, so obviously that is a main issue and a problem. So I'm guessing that they're going to team up, or it's going to be much later on where, you know, the Zenkaiger and that, they kind of like find it, they disappear, or the bad guys will turn around and say, if you want this, turn against your teammates, and then they will do. I kind of see all that kind of for happening, which again shouldn't be too bad. Now, I'm not going to kind of go too much on because I think pretty much mainly the main focus on this is everyone can't get any sleep. It's all about Zenkaiger and his second ability, which is the O-Ranger form. But one thing is I did find funny is it's, I think, GG, which is the bird in the, or CC, whatever it is, but the bird in the bad guys. I feel like he is the main bad guy rather than the giant wall. Can't remember his name, but the giant wall, I think, is the... Yeah, I think the bird is the biggest one. Rather, he's the main bad guy, because it just felt like it. There was a line that kind of made me go, oh. So in general, we see there's a lot of stuff going on. You know, the Zenkaiger, he has a fight. He shows off his powers more, which I'm guessing is what they're going to do. So in the next episode, you'll see more of the Zenkaigers fight. But I just generally kind of thought, in general, that they were the background characters in this, and I didn't kind of like it. So hopefully we'll see the Zords coming up for it. And I just think this episode, it was fun. It was a good thing. It was fun and enlightening, and it had character development, which again I thought we may not see until kind of much later on. Like, why are you fighting for this? It's because of my brothers. You wouldn't know anything. And then they go off onto a big kind of argument. So yeah, it's kind of like that. This episode was a good one. I feel like the next episode is going to be a bit more energetic and a bit more kind of like, oh, I kind of really want to see more, because I think it's going to be, it just looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. But yeah, I think I'm gonna leave it there. This video is slightly a bit different as normal. I should be back to cam very soon so you guys can see everything, but I'm hoping you guys like this sort of format. If you do, we'll do more, but if not, there we go. So I'm going to leave it there. What are your thoughts? Do you like this episode? Was it your favorite episode? What are your thoughts? Let me know down below in the comments. And if you like this sort of content and you want to see more, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, as well as that cheeky notification bell to be notified when more videos drop. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video.
チャンネルをサポートしてくれてありがとうございます。チャンネル登録、高評価お願いします。